this is my first story time that I'm attempting to do. Test one. Chase behind me. Looks like he's about to go to sleep. Chase, are you about to go to sleep? He said no. He shook his head. He's not speaking. Alright, anyways, my first story time. And this story starts out with, let's see, how long ago was it? I don't even remember. Anyways, it starts out with me going to a volleyball camp. And, it was my first volleyball camp that I ever went to with just by myself, with nobody. But I saw one of my friends there and another guy there, and us three were the only guys in the whole entire volleyball club. There were only three guys, me, my friend, and some other kid. And eventually we became friends with that other kid. But yeah, I actually have two story times for this little like side story, I guess. But anyways, we were like the only three oldest guys there that played volleyball. I don't know about any younger kids that also played volleyball. The age group was very wide, but in our age group, we were the only three guys that played volleyball. All the rest were girls. And we didn't really know any of the other girls, so we were kind of like outcasts there. We felt really awkward. But in the end, it all turned out great. Anyways, so this story, me and my friend, I'll say Jake, me and my friend Jake, we met each other, we hung out a lot together. And we had only met that year, but we hung out a lot at the volleyball camp. Just mainly because we knew each other and we didn't know anybody else. But we were there for quite a while, and on the first day, this girl walks up to my friend Jake and goes, "Hey, one of my friends likes you." And then she started interrogating him. He got pulled off to the side by this girl. And I'm watching from a distance, I'm keeping an eye on him, making sure, he's okay. He might give me a sign like, "Hey, yo, I need some help." He wasn't giving me any signs. But you could definitely tell from a far distance that he was being interrogated by the girl and not like the other way around. It was really one-sided. He seemed, I don't even know how to describe it. He seemed like a little nervous and a little scared at the same time, but also like really confident. I don't know. He came back over, and so I started teasing him about it. I was like, "Yo, look at you, you got a girl going for you already. That's great, man. You need to get up in there." And he was like, nah, bro, shut up. And so I kept teasing him about it throughout the whole day. And then, so this volleyball camp lasted 4 days. And so that was just the first day. The second day, I didn't go to the volleyball camp because my legs and my whole entire body was really sore. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just skip today. So I didn't go that day. And the third day comes around, I go that day. And I meet up with Jake again. And he's friends with the other guy there, and I become friends with him. And so me and Jake are talking, and I'm like, "Yo, whatever happened with you and that girl?" He was like, "Oh yeah, I figured out who the girl was." I was like, "Anything else?" He was like, "No, I haven't talked to her yet, haven't asked her out, none." I was like, you need to, because it's already been 2 days and you haven't done anything?" He was like, "Yeah, I probably should." I was like, "Yeah, you should." Anyways, so the day goes on while we're at the volleyball camp, and another side note is that because I skipped the second day, on the second day everyone was assigned teams, and because I wasn't there on the second day, I didn't know what team I was a part of, so I didn't know really where to go or what to do, so I wasn't part of any team, and they just threw me on a random team, of course, with people that I didn't know at all, so I was like, whatever, it's all good. And so the day goes on, and they decide to play this game, and it's kind of, I guess you could say it's kind of like tag, but a bit different. Basically, everyone lays down on the ground except for two people, and you have to lay in groups of two, or I guess in pairs of two, I guess I should say. But anyways, except for two people are standing up. And so the two people that are standing up, one's called the chaser and the other one is called the runner. and the chaser has to chase the runner, and the runner has to find another pair of two people that are laying down, and if they lay down, the person on the other side has to get up and start running, and then they become the new runner, and it continues. If you get tagged by the chaser, then you become the new chaser, and the other person is the runner. And so we kind of did that for quite a while. But me and my friend Jake are laying down next to each other, and I see this other guy. I guess let's see. We'll call him we'll call him White. No, I shouldn't call him that. That's bad. Oh Jesus. Well, we'll call him John. John. Yeah. So this other friend that my friend Jake became friends with, we'll call him John. Anyways, I see him laying down next to this girl, and they're talking a lot. And I'm like, and I look over to my friend Jake, and I'm like, yo, look at John, he's getting girls. And so I yell over to him, I go, get it, John. And my friend Jake looks at me, and he goes, yo, you shouldn't say that. That's his sister laying down next to him. And I was like, oh crap, my bad, John. It was really, really bad. But the day continues on, and it was going kind of well until the same girl that went up to my friend Jake came up to me and goes, hey, one of my friends likes you. And I'm like, okay, why am I involved in this? And so she started interrogating me, and I really felt uncomfortable about this last question. But the first question he asked me was pretty basic, and it was, what my name was. So I told her my name, and then after that she was like, okay, what school do you go to? And I told her what school I go to. And then after that she was like, okay, how old are you? And that started to like pick at me a bit. I was like, why is she asking my age? I'm like, I get why, but like, why at the same time? It just I didn't really like the question. So I told her my age. And then this is the thing that really sent me like for a loop and a half. She asked me if age mattered to me. And that just kind of like, it's like if you pick somebody up, throw them in the trash can, spin it around a few times, and then launch them across a room. It just felt really disgusting and weird. I did not like the question, so I decided to not answer. And I kind of just stood there frozen for a second or two, and then afterwards, the counselors or everyone that was coaching gathered us all into one group, and they started talking to us, which thank the Lord they did, because I did not want to answer that question. That was, that scared me. I did not want to answer that. And so the day goes on and all that. And so my friend Jake starts teasing me. And so I start teasing him back, and then he gets mad at me. And then the third day ends. The fourth day, the final day that we're there, we go to the volleyball camp and all that. And me and my friend Jake are hanging out all day. We're playing, I think the game was called The Blob. And basically one person starts out as the Blob, and they have to tag somebody. If they tag somebody, they become part of the Blob. So it's kind of like Infection, but you have to hold, the Blob has to hold hands the whole time. I mean, I guess they can split off into little groups, but you can't be like one person chasing after another person. You have to, connect back to the Blob at some point. And so we're running around, me and my friends are kind of the last few people standing. I mean, because we are males and the oldest guy's there, so we have a advantage. Eventually I got tagged by one of my friends though, and some other people ended up as the last people. And so that was pretty fun. After that, we played some Sharks and Minnows. If you don't know what Sharks and Minnows is, you clearly didn't have a childhood. But anyways, the day goes on, and I see my friend Jake and the girl that interrogated me on day 3 and him on day 1 start talking to my friend Jake, and they're talking back and forth a lot. Like, this time it's not even an interrogation, they're talking to each other a lot. And so I'm thinking in my mind that this girl likes my friend Jake, and my friend Jake likes this girl. And so I'm like, okay, they're probably going to get together. I see what happened here. She lied about one of her friends liking him, and she really likes him. And so I see this kind of happening, and I'm like, okay, that makes a lot of sense now. So I'm like, okay, then one of her friends likes me, or I can just completely drop that and just, kind of throw it away. and that's what I decided to do. I just kind of threw it away. I was like, whatever, don't need to worry about it for now. And so day goes on, and we go over to grab water at the end of the day because we were pretty much done. Everyone was packing up. So I go over to grab my water, and I'm hanging out with my friend Jake, and the girls still talk to him. And I'm like, okay, I guess I can, eavesdrop a little bit. And so I hear them arguing, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense. I thought they liked each other. Why are they arguing with each other? And I kind of get a little background info, and it turns out that my friend Jake does not want to go up to the girl that likes him and ask for her snap, and his thought process is that the girl that likes me should come up to me and ask me for my snap because she's the one who's interested. And I'm like, yeah, that kind of makes a little bit of sense, but in this situation you're the male and she's the female, so you should go up to her and ask for her snap. And so he really doesn't want to do it because he's nervous and of his thought process, of course. And so the girl's arguing with him like, no, you should do this and this. So they're going back and forth. So I kind of walk away for a little bit. I start talking with my friend John while I'm drinking my water. And then I come back to the conversation and I hear these few words from the girl. If I do it, will you do it? Her exact words. And so my friend Jake agrees to it. He goes, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And so I'm thinking, what is she going to do? Is she going to do like a triple backflip or something? I have no idea, And so I'm kind of like up against the wall, still with my friend Jake, just kind of sitting there. She goes, packs up her things, walks over towards us. And I'm like, okay, what is she going to do? Is she going to slap me or something? Is she going to slap my friend Jake? Is she going to go over and punch John in the face? I don't know. Is she going to kiss another girl? I have no idea. She walks up to me and says these few words, I like you, and then walks out of the building. And I'm like, okay, ma'am, I see what you've done here. I see what you've done. So, you like me, and you just told me this in person, which I'm pretty sure took a lot of courage for you to say, and you want me to chase after you and get your number, or somehow chase after you. And I'm like, ain't no way I'm doing that. Because one, if you really were interested in me, you would try to get my number. Two, you would try to get my name or something. Or three, you would at least do something to try to figure out who I am instead of making me chase after you. I'm not going to chase after you. I got to stay here with my friend Jake for emotional support now. I got to make sure he holds up his end of the bargain, make sure, he's all good. And so I decided to not chase after her out of the building. I'm like, screw it, I don't know who she is. Just throwing it out the window. So I'm here with my friend Jake, and I'm like, yo, she did it. You better go in there and get that girl's number. And so he was like, man, I really don't want to go in there. I was like, why don't you want to go in there? And the reason why, and I figured this out pretty quick, is because when you look towards where this girl and her friends were talking, it looks like a girl's locker room. Like, if a guy were to walk in there, you were guaranteed to get punched 3 times in the face and then walk out with 3 broken legs or something. It was terrifying. I was like, yeah, man, that looks like the girl's locker room, but you're the male. Own it. Go in there and get that girl's number. So he walks in there, gets the girl's number, walks back out, and I'm like, let's go, Jake! Let's go! You did it! And so he was like, shut up, man. Shut up. I hate you. And I was like, yeah, I know you hate me, but you still did it! And so that pretty much was the end of the story and the end of the day. I still don't know who that girl's, what that girl's name is till today. I really don't know. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Like I said, though, if she was interested in me, she would try to get my number or something. And haven't heard anything from her since. My friend Jake, I haven't heard anything about his relationship or how it's going, so I don't know how he's doing. But I hope you enjoyed the story, and if you did, please like and subscribe. And if you want me to do more of this, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for listening.